Okay, so I'm going to be talking to you about something that I've been learning to do, which is stepping outside of your comfort zone. Because today I wanted to go do something really great and I got fearful. So, fear, we cannot allow fear to control us. Fear is a weapon. Fear is a part of an obstacle course that's in order to keep us and to block us from going to where God wants us to be. And you just got to think of, because like to believe what we believe as Christians in everyday life is hope and faith and believing, which is it goes against the natural way of this world because we can't hear God all the time, we can't see and we can't feel Him, so it's outside of what we're used to operating in. But whenever you have faith, it's believing in something, it's acting on it, because faith without works is dead. So whenever you have faith and you believe in God, but you act on it, it makes it stronger. Your faith is alive, and it makes it easier for you to actually go out and do these things whenever you believe in God, because it's by faith that we can please God. Without it, you can't please God. Um, Also, what does the Bible say about fear? How do we combat fear? Fear is not of God. Fear is a spirit. God is a spirit. And we know that God holds more weight in the spiritual realm than fear does. But what weight does he carry in your life? Are you allowing is fear the spirit in your life? Or is it God's spirit in your life? Okay? But this is what it says. I didn't give you God didn't give a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. What does fear do? Fear holds you back. Anxiety tells you of something that isn't even happened yet. It makes you scared of something that can happen, the possibility of something that can happen. And hope is believing in a positive outcome. So it's better to have hope, it's better to have love, and it's better to have faith. Okay, so it's like we got to face adversity and hardships in life because without it you cannot grow. If everything is easy, you won't be able to grow. We only grow by being challenged. Okay? And it's more rewarding whenever you are challenged than if everything is handed to you and everything is easy because you're gonna take it for granted. But whenever you get over your fears, you're going to be more happy. You're going to feel more freedom whenever you overcome your fear of doing something. And you're going to be like, man, why didn't I do this sooner? That's how it's going to be. I know for sure it's going to be that way. You're going to be like, well, man, fear held me back for so long. And then you're going to realize how easy it was. That's because like the way that our brain learns by adapting and through repetition. So if you experience something over and over, your brain's going to try and protect you from that by making you avoid it whenever God is going to call you to do the opposite of that. Because our inner inclination in life is to seek comfort, gratification, and pleasure. The brain wants to protect you from anything that can harm you. But the stuff that God calls us to do, depending on what we're called to do, the certain parts, like our brain, and also demons are going to, work with the flesh in order to prevent us from getting where God wants us to be. So whenever they're going to throw fear, doubt, and all this in front of you, so that you forget, because you're going to see the fear in front of you, you're going to see the things you fear, and you serve an invisible God. So for you to actually be able to, for God to be tangible to you, you have to be of the Spirit because He's a Spirit. Because He wants people who worship Him in spirit and in truth. And the way to do that is to be praying and fasting consistently, and in His Word, knowing His Word. And yeah, so that's pretty much how you do that. But to combat fear is to face it. Like avoiding fear is not going to make the problem go away. It's still going to be a problem. It's going to grow and it's going to get more bold. But as soon as you start to go and head forward, you charge to it, and your faith in God powers you, and your hope in God and your faith in God propels you forward. You're going to look back and be like, why didn't I do this sooner? You're going to go out. You're going to be able to do whatever God called you to do. You're going to be able to start and do things you never thought it was possible for you to do. But it all starts by taking your step forward. Because God's like, I'm already here. I already planned out what I'm going to do. Where you're going to be a willing vessel for me to use. So it's just like, do you want to grow or do you want to be the same? Because like, just think about it. If you're watching a show and the character stays the same all throughout all 9 seasons of a show, they're going to be boring. They're not going to be interesting. Everybody else is growing and they're not, and it's going to be boring. You're not going to become a background character. We care about the characters that we relate to. We care about the characters that have moments where they break and they overcome. Okay, most people in history, you don't know about them because you don't know about them unless they made a name of themselves. And they made a name of themselves by going against the way that society tried to box them into one way of thinking, one way of acting. And they invented something and they didn't give up on themselves. They believed in themselves and they made a name for themselves. And that's why we remember them, because they didn't just give up whenever their plans failed. They continued forward and then they're known in history. You know what I mean? But it's like a lesson that we can learn from that is like to keep moving forward no matter what. Don't let any obstacles define us, what we can and cannot do, because really the sky's the limit and God can help you to do things that you never thought you would be able to do. So sorry about the lighting, but this is how I want to film, so I don't care. What I'm saying is more important than what I look like on the camera. I can care less. But yeah, so it's like being uncomfortable, going through hardships and facing adversity and facing challenges head on isn't your enemy. It's your ally. It helps you to grow. Okay? It's growing pains. So whatever you're scared of, make sure that you face it, speak up for yourself the best way that you can, and do what makes you scared. Because being courageous is acting even though you're scared and keep going anyways. Because the only way for you to really overcome fear is to embrace the fact that you're scared and continue forward anyways. That's the only way. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.